John Mason. How is everybody? I hope well. Currently, we're having the Jewish holiday of Pesach, also known as Passover. It is a holiday commemorating the liberation of the Hebrew slaves from slavery in Egypt, in Hebrew, Mitzrayim, the narrow place, the place of limitation, the place of you can't do this, you can't do that, we won't allow you. The place of being less than. The ancient Hebrews took the chance. They crossed the Red Sea. The story is that some of the Hebrews got into the Red Sea, and as soon as it got up to their nose, then the Red Sea parted. See, there's a combination of divine intervention and human initiative. You can't have one without the other. They're not mutually exclusive. Anyway, and the ancient Hebrews crossed the Red Sea on dry land, made it to the other side, and then the Red Sea closed in on the Egyptians trying to reclaim their slave property. That's one of the lessons in American history and world history. A tyrant goes through a terrible ordeal of his underlings, the people he's oppressing, standing up to him. And the people he oppresses have some level of empowerment. And then, all of a sudden, he shows that he's learned nothing. He gets tough again and tries to reestablish his hold over the people he oppressed. I get that lesson also from my readings of Reconstruction, the period just after the Civil War. We're trying to rebuild the South and establish civil rights for the newly freed slaves, have them assimilated into American society as full citizens. The same Republican Party of Lincoln that freed the slaves betrayed the former slaves and withdrew the federal forces from the South, and Jim Crow was established, and African Americans were placed back in the second-class status of Jim Crow. And 90 to 100 years later, the Civil Rights Movement took its place in American society and American politics. Today, we're facing our own pharaohs, people who would try to oppress us. We have the governors Greg Abbott of Texas and Ron DeSantis of Florida, and they pass such radically draconian laws against abortion, like the one in Oklahoma. The law in Oklahoma, passed by the legislature, signed by the governor, would make performing an abortion a felony, a crime. Similar bills have been passed in Texas and Florida, and don't doubt such a bill is going to come to Pennsylvania. My friends in Harrisburg, watch out for that one. And are passing laws against the intelligent teaching of race in this country. Intelligent discussion, trying to deal with racism, trying to deal with it, trying to eradicate it, God willing. And these bills are under the cover of trying to prevent that evil, terrible, awful, no good thing known as critical race theory, which, I tell you for the 100 millionth billionth time, is taught in law schools, not pre-K or kindergarten or elementary school. Law schools. It's the study of how racism permeates every aspect of American society, including education and politics. And this hysteria over CRT is one demonstration about that. These crappy little hack governors are using race as a dividing issue, a wedge issue. Put one group against the other for their political benefit. And there's also laws trying to ban trans girls from participating in girls' sports. And otherwise persecuting trans kids. These are kids who feel like they don't know which gender they are, male or female. And being a kid is a very confusing period. You don't know who you are or what you're going to be. I was a kid once. And to add the stigma of being stigmatized for being who you are as gay or trans or whatever, that is just diabolical. To be terrorized just for that. Be a political scapegoat. Be a political boogeyman. Which is why should be no wonder why trans kids and gay kids have such a high proportion of suicide. That's the politics we're facing. We're facing a series of mini pharaohs in state houses and county courthouses who want to reimpose their tyranny upon others. The idea is that race can be swept under the rug. The idea that gays can just crawl back into their closets. I'm old enough to remember in 1977 the Anita Bryant campaign in Miami against gay rights. And after it passed, there was the idea that gays should just give up, put up with it, like it's a baseball game. Be good sports, and pick up your bat and ball, crawl home, and go back to your closets. Then there's also the idea that you can just, like I said, sweep race under the rug, not discuss it, not talk about it. And there's the idea that women are just going to have to bear babies that they don't want. There's histories of what women go through, what women do to themselves to eliminate an unwanted fetus. Like the bleach and the coat hangers, the whole business. Are we supposed to accept that? Just go back to those good old days? I think not. We can beat this. Our history of protest has been one of advances, setbacks, regrouping and counterattacking. It's been known to happen. We'll keep doing it. And one thing we have to resist is the idea that hyped in the media that the Republicans have it in the bag for 2022 in the midterms, that they're just going to roll over us and reclaim the House and the Senate and put Trump back into power. Why does the news media, the so-called left liberal slanted news media, do this? It's like there's this it's not like there is an intrinsic pro-right of center or far right of center bias in the news media. Whatever the right wing does, whether it's an NRA convention or a CPAC or an evangelical group, the news media is all over it. But if there's a gathering or a convention by, say, the AFL-CIO or the Democratic Socialists of America, full disclosure, I'm a life member, nothing. And in the same left liberal slanted news media, they think we're just act as if the Republicans have the election in the bag, so let's not bother having elections. Let's not bother to vote, okay? No, not okay. We must decide that we will go out and vote. Like last night, I attended this town hall meeting held at the Asian Ministries on 23rd and Snyder in South Philadelphia about the stop-and-go shops. Those little stores that create a nuisance, that sell liquor openly in a cup to go, and so much crime and disorder just takes place around those joints. And State Representative Jordan Harris was there, and State Senator Anthony Williams was there, along with representatives from the state police, the city police, and the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board. And people in the neighborhood were concerned about their neighborhoods and their kids and their families and their lives and their livelihoods, to go out and force to the town hall meeting and express their anger as to what can you do about this? What are you doing about this? Are you doing enough? That, folks, is democracy in action. We must practice it all day, every day. You must be conscious of it. Conscious of ourselves, conscious of our power. We are not powerless. If we band together, if we learn what's going on in our communities, and go out and vote, we'll defeat these mini pharaohs, these tyrants. We've done it before, we'll do it again. Okay, that's my rant. Now, advertisements. Hemperific LLC is a lovely little CBD store in South Philadelphia, 15th and Snyder, South Philadelphia. There you will find some of the finest CBD products: flour, drinks, waters, gummies, lip balm, hand sanitizer, dog treats. Look them up. HemperificLLC.com. And also, I give a shout out to my beloved career and business coach, Michelle Snow. Michelle is just excellent in guiding you as you develop your professional career and your small business. She'll let you know what you're doing right, where you need work, and and help you network with other small businesses and other up-and-coming professionals. Do please look her up. growwithsnow.com. Okay? Okay? Now, let us continue our fight for our friends, our freedom. Let's stand up for ourselves. We can do it. I can't help but commemorate and applaud the people of Ukraine as they stand up for their freedom. Let them be our role models. We strive to be a role model for the world in democracy. Please, let's not let the world down. The world's looking up to us. Thanks. Bye.